Hey gang, I'm Fahaam, your financial freedom guru. Let's turn your dreams into billionaire success stories. Imagine scrubbing dishes in a Denny's at 15 years old, barely speaking English, with calloused hands and a dream no one believed in. Now imagine that same kid standing years later at the head of one of the most powerful tech companies in the world, shaping the future of artificial intelligence and redefining computing as we know it. That's not fiction. That's the real story of Jensen Huang. And today, we're diving into the unbelievable billionaire journey of a man who turned silicon and sweat into gold. Born in Tainan, Taiwan, Jensen didn't grow up in wealth. His family immigrated to Thailand when he was young and later moved him to the United States. He landed in Kentucky, and then Oregon, where he was sent to live with relatives and enrolled in a boarding school. Life was far from luxurious. He worked at a Denny's restaurant, doing dishes and cleaning floors, long before he ever touched a computer chip. It was grit before glory. He didn't have a silver spoon, but he had a mind made of steel. From a young age, Jensen loved to build things. He loved solving problems. He wasn't the loudest kid in the room, but he was the one asking the deepest questions. That curiosity took him to Oregon State University, where he earned a degree in electrical engineering. Later, he went on to earn a master's degree from Stanford University, yes, the same place where tech titans are born. But Jensen didn't jump straight into billionaire territory. After graduating, he spent years working at companies like AMD and LSI Logic, sharpening his skills, watching the industry, and more importantly, dreaming. Dreaming of something bold. Something revolutionary. Something that could change the world. And in 1993, that dream took form. Jensen co-founded NVIDIA in a Denny's booth in East San Jose, with Chris Malachowski and Curtis Preem. They had no office. No fat funding round. Just three brilliant engineers, a whole lot of ambition, and a crazy idea that the future of computing wasn't in CPUs, it was in GPUs. Graphics processing units. At the time, most people thought GPUs were just for gaming. But Jensen, he saw more. He saw a future where those chips could power artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, deep learning, and parallel computing. But let's not sugarcoat it, NVIDIA wasn't an overnight success. The company struggled in its early years. They failed. They had to redesign products, compete with giants. And they had to convince the world that what they were building wasn't just a toy, it was the future. But Jensen never quit. He believed that the GPU wasn't just a graphics chip, it was a platform. A revolutionary engine that could unlock the power of data. And slowly, the world began to listen. NVIDIA's breakthrough came in the early 2000s when its GPUs became the gold standard in PC gaming. That alone was massive. But Jensen didn't stop there. He saw the next wave, AI. While most of the world was still sleeping on machine learning, Jensen bet the company on it. He shifted focus, investing in CUDA, a parallel computing platform that allowed developers to use GPUs for general-purpose processing. It was risky. It was bold. And it changed the game. By the 2010s, as deep learning and AI exploded, NVIDIA's GPUs became the engine behind that revolution. Every major tech firm, from Google to Tesla to Facebook, started using NVIDIA chips. From voice recognition to image processing to training complex AI models, NVIDIA was everywhere. And with that boom, Jensen became not just a billionaire, but a visionary. But here's what sets Jensen apart: he isn't just a tech CEO. He's a craftsman. He's deeply involved in engineering. He still reviews products. He gives talks in his iconic leather jacket, not to look cool, but because he's always been different. Authentic. Real. And incredibly driven. While others chase headlines, Jensen chases architecture, GPU architecture. He's turned NVIDIA into a trillion-dollar company not by following trends but by creating them. He led the company into data centers, cloud computing, autonomous vehicles, and even the metaverse. And when ChatGPT, DALL-E, and other generative AI tools exploded, guess who was behind the curtain? NVIDIA GPUs. Everywhere. Every AI breakthrough you're hearing about today is built on the hardware Jensen and his team envisioned decades ago. His ability to forecast where the world is going isn't luck. It's the result of obsession, execution, and long-term thinking. And now, his net worth. Estimated at over $90 billion and climbing. But here's the real gem: Jensen Huang didn't just make himself rich. He built an empire that created thousands of jobs, inspired countless entrepreneurs, and reshaped the entire digital economy. He didn't inherit wealth. He built it. And not through shortcuts or hype, but through vision, execution, and sweat equity. What makes his journey more powerful is that he stayed grounded. He's been quoted saying, "I'm not smarter than others, I just work harder." He credits his immigrant background, his early hardships, and the mentors he found along the way for his success. He's the classic underdog. The dishwasher turned disruptor. The engineer turned emperor of AI. And if you're watching this thinking, "I'm not from a rich background. I don't have investors. I'm just working hard every day," then guess what? So did he. Your story might just be next. So what can we learn from Jensen Huang? First, that the size of your vision matters. Think big, but ground it in expertise. Second, don't be afraid to bet on the future. Even if others don't get it yet, your belief can build bridges others can't see. Third, stay close to your craft. Whether you're coding, creating, designing, or investing, know your stuff. Master it. Be obsessive. Be relentless. And fourth, never forget where you came from. That dishwasher job, that struggle, that grind, that's your fire. Jensen never lost his. And that's why he never lost his edge. And here's the most powerful truth: financial freedom isn't just about money, it's about impact. It's about building something so powerful, so useful, that the world can't ignore it. Jensen didn't just escape the rat race. He built a whole new road. And if he can do it starting with nothing but a sponge and a sink in a Denny's, why not you? You've got the tools. You've got the internet. You've got your brain. You've got your drive. The question is, will you show up like he did? Every day. No excuses. No shortcuts. Just grit, vision, and execution. That's the Jensen Huang way. And that's the Fahaam's financial freedom way. I hope this story lit a fire inside you. Because the world doesn't need more excuses. It needs more builders. And you, yes, you, are one decision away from starting your billionaire journey. Hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Because here, we don't just talk about success. We live it. This is Fahaam's financial freedom, where underdogs become billionaires.